crafty friends? It's December 1st, and you know what that means. It's time for HoliVlog, and I'm all set. This is my Baham mug. I believe Michelle gifted this to me a couple of years ago. Um, Not Michelle Bendy Stitchy, but another Michelle who's been a long time follower. I believe she sent me this one, and then she sent Rachel a similar one, but she sent us each a care package a couple of Christmases ago, which was really nice. So yeah, I still have my Baja mug. You can't. Oh, you can see the whipped cream. So I have some hot chocolate because it's the season. Mm. Hot chocolate and some whipped cream. So today's probably going to be slightly longer than the other daily videos for HoliVlog, just because today we're going to actually talk about the different boxes that I got, many of which are sitting here. So I'll talk about the dyers a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to go way into the dyers because I don't actually know that much about them, but I'll let you know what I do know about them. What the themes of the countdowns are, all that sort of stuff. So we'll talk a little bit extra today compared to future days. It's also probably going to be a little bit more chaotic today than other days because I'm actually going to be showing you the boxes and the packaging and all that sort of stuff. So after today, I will probably just pick out the one skein of yarn or whatever from each thing and just have it here. So it'll be a little bit simpler, but let's dive into it. So before we get into the crafty things, I do have a couple of other advents that I am opening. So this is my food advent this year. This is Monty Bojangles. They make these fantastic truffles, and they put them in these. You can get these cute little cat tins, these cat designs. Each one of them is a different cat, different themes and stuff like that. I think I have like 6 or 7 of them now. I don't know what to use them for because they're not clear, so I can't see through them, which means whatever goes into them after the chocolate is gone has to be something that I will seek on my own, because if it's something that I like out of sight, out of mind, so if it's something that I don't go for automatically anyway, I am not going to remember what's in there, and whatever goes in there will be lost to the sands of time. So, so I have to keep that in mind. But they're super cute, and there's like a whole rainbow of colors now. So, plus the truffles are freaking delicious. So let's find number one on here. These are gonna be, I'm sure these are gonna be repeats. Because I think they only have maybe 6 or 7 flavors. Where's number one? Number one. One. There, okay, it's right in the center. It was the one I thought it was. I do like, they have these little fold out bits so you can more easily get into there. So today is Cookie Moon. Okay, so maybe these aren't their standard flavors. That would be awesome. So this is what it says, Cookie Moon. Every truffle I've had from them has been just completely delicious, so I'm excited. So this is what the truffle looks like. So there's cookie bits in there. I'm looking to see, there's no other information about that. Okay. It's delicious. So that is today's. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's 6 total flavors. Cookie Moon is one of them, obviously. Yeah, I was just reading the back of the box. So anyway, that was delicious, and I'm looking forward to all of these one day. These are so good. Okay, I don't know where to put this now. The other non-craft advent I have is, let's see if I can hold this up without knocking it over. So this is it's not Lego branded. It's an off-brand Lego. It's a building block advent. But each day is a new piece of those 2 bouquets. So you get to put together like 2 little plant life things. So each day is going to be a new piece of that. And I'm not going to open these. Well, I'll open these, but I'm not going to like put them together on camera because I feel like that's going to take too long. But I will show you each day what the last day looked like. So this is number 1. Yeah, opening these is not going to be terribly exciting. Because, oh boy, it's a bunch of pieces. So tomorrow I will show you what that turns into. But yeah, that's going to be fun. Because over the course of, I have chocolate on my finger. Over the course of the month, we will see those two, the 2 planters come to life, and it's going to be really, really fun. So it looks like the first day is going to be building that foundational, the flat one on this side. So it looks like we're going to be building the platform, and then each day we'll add another piece to it. So that's going to be super fun. And now I have to figure out where to put all these things as I'm finishing. So hold on just a second. Okay, so now we're going to get into the crafty advent. So the first one, or the countdowns, I only have one, or I shouldn't say I only have one. I have one cross stitch countdown, and I have 9 yarn countdowns. 2 of which are weekly, 1 of which is only 12 days. So we have, what is that, 6 that are actually every single day through the 24th or 25th, depending. And then the rest are partial. So one of the ones I'm most excited about is actually Jasmine, the knitting nurse. It's their first advent, their first countdown ever, and I'm super, super excited about opening that. So that's going to be, but I'm doing them in alphabetical order, so it's going to be a minute. So first, as we usually do, Asylum Fibers. Now hold on, I have left the paper that tells me what this is. Hold on. Okay, so Asylum Fibers this year is Frozen Whispers. So it's been arranged in a fade or gradient order that she feels will work up nicely should you like to craft each day as you open. You'll find a mix of tonal, speckles, and variegated colors inspired by the mood board pictured above. Dyed these 24-25 colors with a large cohesive project in mind, but the options are endless with minis. And she's, put together some pattern suggestions. So there's that. So this is what the Asylum Fibers countdown is themed on, Frozen Whisper. So I'm expecting lots of blues, purples, sort of like pastels, wintry pastels. And so this is the skein for Christmas Day for the 25th. We have a nice little Asylum Fibers stitch marker. You can't really see it because it's a clear acrylic stitch marker, so it's really hard to see. But I love this little bag. It looks like she dyed these bags herself. It might be silk. I'm not 100% sure, but it feels really nice and soft, and looks like it has been dyed by hand. So that's really cool. And then yeah. So actually, I plan on doing a countdown project. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I actually have the yarns all picked out. It would be really fun to use a countdown as I'm opening it, but I'm not quite brave enough, even though she says, because part of it is like, I really like it when my brain goes, this yarn, this color, this group or whatever goes with this pattern. Like I see a pattern, I'm like, oh, this yarn has to go with it. So I'm always afraid that if I do that, if I just start working on a project with minis as I'm opening them, then at some point I'll be like, oh man, I wish I'd saved that. I wish I'd saved that color, those colorways for something else. Like I'll see something later and be like, oh man, I wish I'd saved that. So I like to see all of it before I start using it. But I saw a new pattern from Paper Daisy Creations just last week. It's called Perennial, and it's a chevron type design scarf, and she squares it off at the end. I'm not going to square it off, but it's a chevron that fades from one color into the other, into the next, and it's designed really well for a fade. It's designed really well for like a gradient or anything like that. So I'm actually going to use last year or a previous advent from uh, Fiber Fox that they just re-released a few months ago. It's a rainbow gradient, so I'm going to use that, and it's going to be gorgeous, and I'm going to start knitting that soon. I'm going to cast it on soon. I had hoped to cast it on for this video, but you know how me and plans go. So anyway, all that being said, let's get into this first one. Let's see what we got for Asylum Fibers. It's always difficult to open hers. Oh, look at that. It's pink. It's pink. The first one is pink. It's a beautiful pink. So this is it. Wow, it got really faded when I... it is not that pale in person. It is pinker in person than it is showing up on camera because that light is really washing it out. But that is a gorgeous color. So that is Asylum Fibers, day one. Let's see how I can put these back in here. So, Asylum Fibers, day one. I'm gonna have to do a lot of pausing with this video, I can tell. And you know what? I just realized that I went completely off script because I was totally gonna do the cross stitch countdown first. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to cross stitching for a second. So I got the as I have been doing the last couple of years, I got the Evertote Holiday Countdown. So this is a collaboration between Evertote, who is a bag maker. Caroline started out making project bags for cross stitch and for knitting, and that business has expanded quite a bit. So Evertote is collaborating with Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob, as she has been the last few years. And also Roxy Floss Co. for the actual floss dyeing. And this year's collaboration is a Nordic holiday countdown, which I'm very, very excited about. This chart, or this booklet, comes with a couple of free charts on the back. It's also got a place where you can list all the color names as you open them, so you know which symbol those colors belong to. And yeah, so very excited. Last year's was really, really fun. I was able to keep up with it the whole month long, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping to do that this year, but I don't know. I don't know that that's going to happen this year. I've not been stitching a whole lot, and I have other projects going on, so we'll have to see. This is this year's fabric, so Glacier and 36 count linen. Pretty. So it's a cool gray, almost a very pale blue, or it's kind of somewhere between a very pale blue and a cool gray. Very nice. That's going to be a very nice palette for whatever wonderful colors Roxy Floss Co. has in store for us this year. And then package number one, which has some extras in it I can feel. So... Ooh, there's a lot of stuff in this one. I feel like that's more than they've ever put in the first day's packet. So we have, of course, a needle minder, because you can't have a box without a needle minder. That's super cute. A holiday countdown needle minder. We have a tree ornament, which is really cool. It's a nice smooth, like the wood is nicely finished too. Sometimes you get these pieces and they're very rough, but this is, oh, maybe it might not be wood. It might be, it doesn't matter. It might be like one of those things that's meant to have a wood grain look, which I'm not mad about because it doesn't have like the rough edges and stuff. I'm okay with that. We have the floss holder thingy. The floss ring. We have John James tapestry needles in size 28, which is appropriate for a 36 count linen. So that's the first time they've included needles. I've not used John James in a while, I think. I tend to stick with Bowen. Those are my favorite, but I will definitely use these. These look a little bit shorter than the Bowens, which might be good actually for like floss chicken and things. And then the floss for the first day is called Suitable. And here it is. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That is a holiday red if I ever saw one. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous red. It's actually a little bit, even a little bit moodier in person than on camera. It's a very, very deep red. And that's really, really nice. And then, oh, at first I was like, there's no chart. There is a chart, there's just not that many stitches. So here is day one. At the bottom it says, it's day one of our holiday countdown. We hope you'll enjoy the ride this year. To kick things off, I prepared the first song for you today, which you can hear on the Modern Folk Embroidery YouTube channel. So yeah, if you check out Jacob's channel, Modern Folk Embroidery on YouTube, you can listen to that song. I'm pretty sure it's public. I don't think he's locked it down for just the box folks, but you can check that out. So that is the first day. That's a lot of stuff for the first day of the Modern Folk Embroidery Nordic holiday countdown. Is that, yeah, Nordic. There's a lot of words. I like that this says official needle minder. It's the 2024 official needle minder, except no substitutes. Okay, I'm just gonna put my floss on this ring. I'm not gonna keep it on this ring for very long, I can tell you that, because while these are super easy to ship because you can ship them flat, they are my least favorite for actual use because the twisting and untwisting every time you need to open it up makes me bonkers. Okay. So that is day one of Modern Folk Embroidery. Let me just find a place to put that. Okay, now we're going to go back to the yarny ones. Okay, so we just did Asylum Fibers. That means Ballyhora Fibers is next. And Ballyhora is one of the, it's one of the weekly countdowns. So we've got 2 skeins to open today, and then we won't open more until next week. Again, pardon me, just one moment. So Ballyhora Fibers is in Ireland. They're in Limerick, which and I should have looked this up before the video, but I'm pretty sure that Limerick is closer to the southern coast of Ireland, somewhere toward the center, because if I remember correctly, Kerry is definitely on the far west coast. County Kerry is on the far west coast. That's where Rachel lives. That's on the far western point of Ireland. And then Cork is kind of next to it, coming eastward on the southern coast. And if I remember, Limerick is somewhere in there, either closer to the center of the country or maybe farther south, closer to the coast. But I believe that it's in that like central part. And then you come over here and it's like I want to say Wicklow or something else with a W, and then Dublin is up in this area. But anyway, you don't need an Irish geography lesson. The point is, Limerick is in Ireland, and if I remember correctly, and she didn't put any information in the box, which makes me sad. I need to start making show notes for these things. But if I remember correctly, the theme was like Irish landmarks or something like that. It had something to do with something very specifically Irish, which is part of the reason I was so excited to get this. I've purchased from Ballyhora before. She does fantastic colorways. She did this gorgeous like spring flower whole colorway, and I bought all of the colors for that. And for this box, I got the quote-unquote full box. So what she's done 4 colors in variegated and 4 colors in tonals to go with this set. And the full box comes with 1 full skein each of each of the variegated colorways and each of the tonal colorways. So I'm going to get 8 skeins total, which would make a prodigious shawl of West Knits size and quality. Ooh. Brunaboyne. Brunaboyne. I remember that. It's I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't remember what it is, but it sounds like I know the words. The words have meaning in my brain and I can't remember what they are. But here's the colorway. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous kind of like it's not Irish green because Ireland is actually much more green than this, but it's one of those sort of like brown grassy greens. It's a fantastic color, and it's called Brunaboyne. I want to say that Brunaboyne is one of the is related to the burial mounds. Um, uh, and I'm completely blanking on what they're actually called. Oh, it's like super famous, and I can't. My brain does this every time I need words. Um, but I feel like it's one of the. Is the whole thing based on the burial mounds? Maybe I can't remember. I hate that I don't write these things down. Anyway, this color is gorgeous. Let's open the next one. So that's the tonal, and here is today's variegated. Ooh. Oak King. Okay. That's very nice. So here is the variegated. How pretty is that? That is gorgeous. So it obviously pairs very well with Brunaboyne. I'm going to show you the way this is spelled too, because I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but like that is definitely some Irish going on right there. Brunaboyne. But look how beautifully these pair together. So you can see the same green, the Brunaboyne green in here, but also we've got like the ashy greens and stuff too. Really gorgeous. Gorgeous. I can't wait to see what the other skeins are going to be. And I'm going to have to look up Brunaboyne before the next video so that I can know what that is. I feel like it has to do with the burial mounds. Meath is one of the burial mounds, but the big one, what is the big one called? And the big one, if I remember correctly, is the one that, so each of there's, I believe, 4 main burial mounds throughout Ireland, and each of them is constructed in such a way that the sun shines directly into the center of the mound, like deep down into the interior of the mound at a specific time each year. So if I remember the large one, whose name I can't remember right now, the biggest one, that one has the sun come directly into it on the winter solstice each year. And they actually hold a lottery for folks in Ireland to come visit the site on that day at that particular time to see the phenomenon, because it's this fantastic feat of prehistoric engineering that they were able to place and construct this dome essentially so perfectly that on that specific day and time each year the sun comes directly into the center of the mound all the way underground. It's amazing. It's wild. So anyway, I think Brunaboyne is connected to that. If it's not, I'm gonna be embarrassed, but that's okay. Okay, time for the next thing. Okay, that was B for Ballyhora. So now we're going to be looking at Castleview. So this is Castleview's bag this year. And Castleview's theme is The Greatest Show, which admittedly I've never watched. I think I'll have to watch it soon so that I understand. But I was sold on it at first when she announced that it was going to be related to The Greatest Show. I was like, well, I can probably skip it this year. Because I don't know anything about, I mean, I know one song because Panic at the Disco did it. But I know nothing else about the story, about anything. I know nothing. So I would have passed, except that the color story, the inspiration boards were phenomenal. They were just like exactly the kind of colors that I love. So I was like, you know what? I guess I'll have to get it. And now I have to watch the musical so that I know what the hell's happening. So, The Greatest Show. And I got this on the yak sock because yak fibers take up the dye in a much darker and moodier way, which I love. I'm just sorting through to find package number 1. Because they're sort of kind of in here. In numerical order, but sort of kind of not. It must be this big one. It is. Okay. Okay, so package number 1 from Castleview. Castleview is in the UK. I have been buying from Castleview for a couple of years now, so if I forget to tell you where a dyer is from, it's probably because I've been buying from them for a while. But yeah, Castleview's in the UK. I already said Ballyhora was in Limerick. Asylum Fibers is a US dyer. I want to say that she's in like New York. I point up because New York is north of me. But I want to say that she's in New York or a state farther north of me. Okay, so what have we got in here? Ooh, we got a really dark color to start. And we got a secondary package. Special package. Okay. Ooh. So here is color number 1. This is going to be, she's given us names for each of these. So this is Ladies and Gents. That is a beautiful color. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love how rich and how much depth her tonals have. It's just fantastic. That's going to be really gorgeous. And let's see. We got stitch markers for knitting and crochet, made with handmade lampwork glass beads. Oh, okay. So it is a little top hat stitch marker. That's adorable. That is super adorable. Okay. I did not yet plan for how I was going to store these, so that's super awesome. Go team Jessi. For now, I'll just put them back in their bags, and we'll figure that out later off camera. So that is Castleview. Let me see if I can put this back in here. I'm kind of pausing as I do things that are more boring, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, now we're on to F. So first in the F's is Fiber Fox. I have bought at least one of their advents. I didn't buy last year's. The colors looked gorgeous, but I didn't think it was going to be exciting to open. This year I'm hoping will be exciting to open. I love that they do these magnetic boxes, these personalized or customized magnetic boxes. I think they're so cool. It's like my favorite packaging. And then we have our tiny parcels. I forget what Fiber Fox's theme was this year, but it looked like it was going to be gorgeous because I bought it. Ooh. So we have some, it's obviously a very pale skein of yarn, but we have some like pink and red speckling in there. This is much lighter than I had expected. I thought this was going to be a dark, moody one. Castleview is definitely going to be dark and moody with the colors, but obviously this is not going to be super dark and moody. It does have more color to it than you're seeing on camera. It looks really white on camera, but it's actually like a very pale blush with those speckles in there. So very nice. I totally ripped up the package in a way that was not great. So that is Fiber Fox. And pause again. The next one is Folk Yarn Studio. This is another dyer in the UK. Fiber Fox is in the UK as well. So I ended up getting way more packages from the UK than I usually do. But Folk Yarn Studio is a new to me dyer, but I saw this advertised on Instagram. All of Time and Space is a Doctor Who themed yarn advent, and of course I had to buy it like immediately. There was no question, must buy. Snagged it, enabled several others to also purchase it because why not? So let's dive into this. I'm so excited for this one. This is probably the one that I am the most excited for outside of Jazz's advent. Because I love Doctor Who so much, and the fact that the bag itself, like to start out, the bag is TARDIS blue. Like you cannot get more on brand. You absolutely cannot. Okay, things are trying to fall out. No, don't fall out. Also, the packaging is blue, and I know that these are clocks technically, but they look very Gallifreyan. So I love that everything is on theme there. Let me get this card out of here. When I decided to get a little wibbly wobbly timey wimey this December, I wasn't sure if anyone would want to join me on a journey into the time vortex, but I'm happy to report that quite a few of us would step into the big blue box and embark on an adventure. I absolutely would. If Doctor Who showed up, that big blue box showed up, I would happily jump in and be like, okay, where are we going? Turn this card over for your Advent details. Thank you again. Let's see. So this is 75/25 superwash merino and nylon. Okay, each parcel contains a card with some words of wisdom from the doctor. Hope you enjoy discovering them throughout the month alongside your yarn. So this is the Luxe sock yarn. So each one will have its own name and a quote or some other kind of wisdom from the doctor, which I'm very excited about. What's going to really excite me is if I can remember where these quotes came from, maybe which doctor said them, what it was in reference to. Because if y'all were here for me with some Gilmore Girls openings, that's one of my favorite things to do, is try to see if I can figure out where the quote or the reference is from. I did that with Golden Girls as well. Oops, I didn't mean to hide that from you. Okay, so here's the first color. Ooh, it's pretty. All of Time and Space, The Lonely Knitter, Advent 2024. So, yes. In 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone who wasn't important. The doctor can be very, very deep. So I'm pretty sure this is, I believe the counting is correct, the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. Because 900 years, that would have been Matt Smith. It could have been Tennant, but I'm pretty sure it was Matt Smith. But there is the color. I wish I could get the color balance right, because you can't see the subtleties. So there's pink, and there's lavender, and there's blue. There's multiple kinds of blue, and then there's speckles as well. So it's really, really gorgeous. I love that. So... So I guess these are not going to have color names so much as they'll have the words. So I'd call this one 900 years. 900 years. Very nice. I'm very, very excited. It looks like there's some extra goodies in here. We'll get into those in later days. We have enough to look at today without me going into extras. But I'm so excited for this one. Okay, let me put this away. Okay, the next one is another new to me dyer. This is Hot Knit Yarns. They're out of Maine. And if I remember correctly, this is a black dyer, black-owned business, which is awesome. And this theme is 80s vibes versus 90s party. So I'm very excited about this one. It comes with tons of extra stuff. So first and foremost, we have this bag, which, oh my gosh, this bag, y'all. Could this bag be any more spectacular? Just look at it. Look how amazing it is. This is all stuff that Jazz doesn't know. Not to pick on Jazz, but here's a cassette tape. And this is a 3.5-inch disc. Not a floppy, but the second version of a floppy. We have a lava lamp, a claw clip. These are still around, so I guess these are... on the back here we have an old style cell phone. We have a Rubik's Cube, a little troll doll. These are amazing. It's so amazing. Okay, what else is it? I'm looking for what's in the seam. But yeah. And the bag has a little snap. Oh, look at the fabric inside. How nice is this bag? This is a nice little bag. It's gonna hold so much yarn. Loki, no. No, sir. There's not room for you, sweetheart. He's peeking out from the side of the monitor like, can I go over here? No, you cannot. Not right now. So that is the coolest little project bag that is so on theme. I'm here for it. And this is a list of the colors, so I'm not gonna open that yet. And then in addition, so these are the yarn baggies. And they have each day on them. But then there's these little baggies like this that have extras. And there's a sticker. 90s forever. No, Loki. No, sir. And also, this is the cutest little tape measure. It's so cute. So, let's see. And these extras are little different kinds of knitting notions. So we have, oh my gosh, it's like a My Little Pony stitch marker. Oh my gosh. I can't. Okay. And then we have pink spiral stitch markers, and we have some tapestry needles. So those are all helpful things for your knitting project bags. And then here is today's. Let's see what today has in store for us. Ooh, I definitely see some neon there. Loki, what are you doing? Look. Ooh. That is very 80s. I'm gonna have to look at the paper now. Sir. Loki. I have the desk covered in stuff. Why do you need to be here now? Why do you need to be here now, sir? Okay, the sticker doesn't want to. Loki. Bud. Okay, day one. MTV. Okay. I don't want to spoil myself on other things. So, MTV. That is the colorway for today. That is pretty cool. I am here for it. I'm here for it. I like their packaging too. I didn't know you could get this, because this is just a normal little Ziploc baggie, but it's in black. I didn't know you could get Ziploc baggies in different colors. I thought they came in clear and that was it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so day one of Hot Knit is done, and now we have, what is next? Okay, Jazz's is next. Hold on just a second. Okay, so this is not a new to me designer, but a brand new, very first time Advent countdown. This is from Jazz, the knitting nurse, who has a website and or an Etsy site and all that sort of stuff. So please go buy Jazz's yarn. It's phenomenal. I love working with it. So this is the Advent. It is themed on snails and slugs. I'm very, very excited. I have been sort of peeking in on the process as Jazz was working on this earlier this year, and I'm just so excited. So, and the thing that I really have to show y'all, this is my favorite part so far, because I haven't looked at anything yet. This paper has snails on it. Can you see? The wrapping paper has snails. It's super cute. I cannot wait. So this is to be opened on the 25th, or on Christmas Eve, whichever. And the others are to be opened as we go. So here is day one. Jazz stamped these themselves. And there's a little card, I can feel it in there, to tell us what the inspiration is. So that looks like blue and white. What is going on here? So all of these are based on actual existing creatures, snails and slugs. Hello, sir. Hello. So here's our first colorway. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. So it's kind of stripy blue, and we have a tonal blue, so we've got some dark and light in there with this cream color. That's really cool. So let us see. There's also a little something extra in here. What is this? Okay, I'll take the card out and then we'll see what... Ooh, yay. Okay. We have a stitch marker that's a snail. Oh my gosh, Jazz. That's adorable. Look at that. Adorable little snail. I love it. I love it so much. It's so cute. Okay. So, today's inspiration is Drapnernod's glass snail, Oxalis draparnodi. Okay. The ADHD and dyslexia are getting to me. Here is the snail. Here is the actual snail. Here's the yarn that was inspired by the snail. Thank you so much for helping, sir. Mwah. Okay. So look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. I love this so much. I can't wait to open up the rest of them. They're so fun. Okay, what did I do with the... Okay, I put the little snail back in... I put the snail back in the bag. I don't want to lose my snail stitch marker, my progress marker. Sir, you're making my life very difficult. He's like, I don't care. Loki gives 0 Fs. Loki cares no Fs for what I am doing. Jazz, it's so awesome. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see all the others. Okay. Just trying to get this back in the bag. And I have two more. This is super long, and this is just day one. Okay. Okay, so that's Jazz's. Hold on just one second. Okay, we're down to the last two. This is another weekly, so this is Lofty Loops. Let's see. So Jazz is in Illinois, in the United States. I'm trying to make sure that I remember to tell you where all the different things are from. Hot Knits is in Maine. Lofty Loops is somewhere out in the Pacific North. I feel like she's in Oregon or maybe somewhere closer to the Midwest, but somewhere in the middle of the United States, middle to western United States. She has done daily advents previously, but this year she decided to do a weekly advent. I'm not mad at it. She's included lots of little extras here. So we have some, I'm getting quite a collection of these, a little soak sample, which is just enough if you're going to like wash a couple of scarves, wash and block a couple of scarves or a sweater or something like that. It's really good for like a one-off. So those are great for taking with you if you're traveling as well. So this comes with a free download of a sock pattern, Tales Unfolding Socks, inspired by the magic and mystery found within the pages of a well-loved fantasy book, designed to evoke the anticipation of a growing TBR pile. Each stitch represents the promise of adventure, epic quests, and worlds waiting to be explored. So that's a free pattern that comes with it. The theme of the box is magic and whimsy. So this is going to be based on several different books. I didn't realize that. I'm hoping that the books that will not be named will not show up in here. I don't know if you can see, but the little stitch marker is a book, which is really cool. So hopefully it doesn't lean into that particular book series, but yeah. And here's a bookmark that came with it. I did not realize when she initially put it out that it was going to be based on multiple books that inspired her, so that could be an issue. And we've also got, I'm assuming this is a candle. It definitely has some smelliness to it. Let's see. Hand poured soy candle. Oh, salted butterscotch. That's what I'm smelling, because it was kind of like buttery. Oops. Okay, so it's got a little perfumey finish on it, which I don't care for, but otherwise it smells really good. Okay, it's just instructions for safe handling of a candle. Like the top notes are really nice, because the top notes are like butter and caramel and that kind of stuff, but it's got some perfumey undernotes that I'm less happy with. So, but I like the tin that it's in. Hand poured soy candle, forced proximity is the I guess the name of the scent. Or maybe it's salted butterscotch. I don't know, but it's called it has forced proximity on the top. So, and she has given us labels to tell us which one is to open each week. So this is December 1st, week 1. Ooh. Oh, and they're sock sets. I forgot that they were sock sets. Okay, so this is Starfall. Is that... I think that's... Okay, I think I recognize... I'm trying to think who the author is, because I think I'm seeing the book cover in my brain. Which is like a field of stars, and there's like Starfall, Starseed, I think. Am I thinking of the right books? I'm not 100% sure. But those are the colorways. And there's a little bit more green in the blue than you can see on camera. It's coming off real blue, but it's actually closer to a turquoise kind of color. And then we've got this nice gray tonal to go along with it. Very nice. Sir, you may not have my socks. My sock sets. No, sir. No sock sets for Loki. No. He's like, but. Okay, so that's a weekly one. Give me just a second to get rid of the excess stuff here. Okay, and last, but only because P comes the latest in the alphabet, is this package from Pink Queen Yarns. Pink Queen Yarns is out. Pink Queen Yarns, because I know that's kind of, especially because Loki's sitting between me and the microphone, so I apologize if you can't hear me. Pink Queen Yarns is a dyer out of Germany. And I haven't, this is the first time I'm purchasing her yarns, but it's not the first time I've heard of her, because she often does test knits for Stephen West when he does the big M cows in October. So I've seen her work before. And this is supposed to be a Rainbow Kingdom theme, so I'm really excited about it. And I have tucked the little card in here. It comes with a little stitch marker there. And this is actually a package full of little tiny packages, which I'm so excited about. Is this? I think that's 10. Yeah, okay. I have to remember my European writing. Because see, this is 11. Because the ones are similar to 7s. Okay, let's see. I found 10, 5, 22, 4, 21, 8, 24. They're just all over the place. I'm gonna have to reorganize these. Okay, this should be 1. I think that's 1. So let's see where our Rainbow Kingdom starts. Loki, sir, hey, stop. No, I don't know what you're getting, but stop it. Stop. Sir, no. Okay, cats. So let's see where our Rainbow Kingdom starts. I love the fact that these are all individually wrapped. Like some of them have ribbons and stuff. This is really cool. Okay. So day 1. I don't know what he's getting into now. Look at that green. Oh my gosh. Look. Isn't that gorgeous? That is beautiful. I'm very excited to see what the rest of these yarns are going to look like, because that is a gorgeous, gorgeous green. Look how there's so much depth in that color. That is beautiful. Okay, so this one is kind of a mess, because I don't know if you can see, there's just a pile of tiny presents in here, so that's going to be fun to deal with and to try to keep track of. And that'll be a joy for me later. But, okay, so that's everything. That's all the things for day 1. And we're sliding it at just under an hour. Yay! This is going to be interesting to try to keep up with. So, anyway, I hope you're all having the best day that's available to you. I hope you've enjoyed opening some tiny presents with me, and I will be back hopefully tomorrow, soon anyway, with the next round of tiny presents. See you soon.